Was unable to play his freshman year, so he redshirted. Has stepped in and looked good early. Second and goal from the 6. Hemingway in at fullback. Hagan will keep off right tackle. Gets to the 1-yard line. Mike Murray wrapped him up at the 1.
Darian Hagan needs to have a big game today for Colorado to win, but it doesn't necessarily need to be a big statistical day.
In this situation.
And at short yardage and goal line, low man wins.
Running the option. Hagan will keep, and he'll go in untouched.
Nebraska was leading 7-0, but look at this play. Quarterback Darian Hagan keeps it. Then after running about 40 yards, here is the pitch to J.J. Flanagan. Completes the 70-yard play for a touchdown. A few moments ago, Hagan has scored again. It's 14-7. Back to Bob.
2 minutes, 25 seconds. 12 points down. They're 23-11. The I formation. He's going long to the near side, and it is, incomplete, intended for Marcus Cherry. First and goal for the Huskers. Carpenter and Clark in the backfield. Lining up in the power I, with Turner coming in there as well. Godowski hammered down by Canavis McGee. We talked about Williams. McGee mans the other side, Pat. Play football. Second and goal for Nebraska. And Godowski just lobs it through the end zone. Intended for Chris Garrett. Third and goal from the 12 for the Cornhuskers. Godowski for Gregory. Touchdown, Nebraska. The combination that hooked up 32 yards inside of the 10 to set up the score.
That was a very nice drive by Jerry Godowski. Not a question.
First possession of the game. Double wide right side, handed off the short man Griffith, and once again Howard Griffith finds some running room and is going to have another first down. That ball's going to be marked right at the 21, and it's too long to snap it. When he had that guy in the neutral zone is when he should have popped it. Had him right on his nose, had him on the hip, he had him cold dead for an offside, but he didn't snap it soon enough. Going second down. Jeff George with a deep drop, sets up a screen, won't work. Lester is bottled up at the 30. There was penetration. They never had the screen set up at all.
Harris. Look out, look out. Well, he's not favoring it now, is he? Loading up and throwing deep for Dorco. Boy, he was open at the 2-yard line, and Gary Brown had to back up. Otherwise, that had 6 written all over it. But again, organized chaos is what Major Harris. Straight drop for Saka. Thomas out of the backfield. Nice play. 97, Lonnie Brockman, the senior, raised that big paw and knocked it away. 2nd and 7. Rimbert. Nice grab. Ball was thrown a bit low, but he hung on to it at the 46-yard line, and it will be 3rd and about a yard. Penn State's got it.
And that is the reason that you're a little worried about playing young running backs.
Sherrod Range with the recovery.
Here's Hayes. Makes a cut outside. Schoenwolf pushes him out. And then Range strips him and gets on the football right here, number 36.
Chismar made the hit. Chismar made the hit.
Right there, number 28, and he strips him out. And number 25, Willie Thomas, was in.
And now Blair Thomas.
Out like he did.
Ray Tarasi, who had that last one blocked, will try from 49 yards. Markowitz to hold. Lawn with the deep snap. It's true blue for Penn State, and we're tied at 3. The crowd loves it, and a big confidence builder for this young man, who was just 18 yards away in the closing seconds against Bama. From 31 yards deeper, he's perfect.
Penn State drove it and utilized Blair Thomas almost all the way downfield before missing the game-winning field goal at the end. Now Godowski was looking to throw. He'll run it, and he's out of bounds at the 24-yard line.
You have talked about a Big 8 championship, perhaps a national championship possibility, and now the biggest third down for Nebraska on 3rd and 4.
Godowski looking to pitch, no one there, and Joel Steed had a hold of him.
What a play by Joel Steed.
4th down for Tom Osborne. During that timeout, the Colorado defensive coaches brought the entire team to the sideline and challenged them, telling them this was the moment they've been waiting for. This was the moment of truth, and if they were men, it was time to show it. Pat and Jim?
Only one timeout remaining for Nebraska. They've sent 4 receivers into the game. They'll line up some of them on a wing. Carpenter in the backfield. 4th and 6.
Over the years, Nebraska's had big plays out of the wingbacks.
Got one-on-one coverage with Bostic, but they go to Bell, and it's incomplete. The pass was short.
Corner the defense.
Nebraska will get the football back. Mike Murray ran down the line on the option and stayed with Hagan. And now the Cornhuskers use their final timeout. The goal line.
This is the best movement Isles had all day. He looks for Watkins, can't find it. Can't break loose. Gets back to the 10, falls to the 9. The reason he couldn't get loose. Saunders in motion, good receiver. Rogers back, Rogers to the end zone, intercepted. Second one for Glasson. And Steve Glasson comes back outside to the 28-yard line and penalty flag.
They run the football with Carpenter, and it only nets 2 yards.
Everybody will
chance for Nebraska. Godowski to Gregory, first down, and he's out of bounds. Boy, he had an open sideline ahead of him. 72 yards away from victory. Godowski across the middle, what a catch! Wow, Richard Bell leaping up with one hand and bringing it down.
Great players respond in big games.
Our game, the clock had been stopped to move the chains. Now it's put back into play. Left sideline and incomplete. Colorado get ready to call for reservations to Miami. Morgan Gregory, and he's tackled at the 42-yard line. They'll have to measure for a first down. They'll stop the clock. Patton is right at the first down yardage.
Boy, and what a big break there for Nebraska, which means they'll get one more shot. And now they can actually throw the ball into the end zone.
Officials timeout. They're going to measure. This will be close. If he's short, the game is over.
Bowski needs to have his team on the line of scrimmage, really, Jim, because they'll start the clock again.
They'll put the ball back in the play, the clock back in the play.
Yeah, so he's got to be up at the line of scrimmage.
First down, Nebraska. He's past the line of scrimmage. He's past the line of scrimmage, and it's incomplete anyway. Took 100 years of Colorado football to get in position to play for a national championship. It took about 10 seconds for the goalpost to come down today in Boulder. They've won it for Sal. They've won it for themselves. Colorado is now 9-0 on the season.
West Virginia is screaming that he too may have been on the turf. He's not arguing, though.
Well, here he goes once again. Option, pass. He starts to scramble, but he does carry that ball around. Look at the people get off of him because of his strength. Now he continues to run that ball and keeps it outside waving, but here he's getting tired. And you don't know what's coming from the backside, and what comes from the backside is something really, really big. And now they recover the ball, and Range gets it. Wow.
Thompson.
There's Saka, who is big, 6'5", about 225. He can't find anybody. And when you get arms, you can't bring them down with arms. Saka continues on. He makes some. Holy smoke. Look at Ellis jumping up in the air.
And Paterno getting out of the way.
Brockman
all day long. Saka in trouble again. Dumps it on the run to Jacob. Touchdown! Yards, his second completion to number 86. This one for 6.
This ball game is developed into sandlot football, and everything has been done on the broken play, the big plays. Saka will be a hero in a hurry. He was not for a while.
Tom Bill was taking snaps a few moments ago. Saka may have seen that. Tarasi's extra point is good.
Donnie, there's Saka. He's back. And the best thing he can do is take off, which he does. And nice job of looking downfield and finds Jacob. And Proctor left his man.
Basil made a mistake, and he paid for it, didn't he? Sherrod Range again. He's strutting his stuff in front of the Heisman candidate.
Harris sometimes tries to take too much up on himself, and this is right here an opportunity where he probably should have been a little more conservative, forced it under pressure by Dita, and just overthrew it. Range has made his 5th interception of the year.
That's something that Don Nehlen did not witness a year ago from Major. He is throwing the ball at inopportune moments this year. And there goes Blair. Out of bounds at the 35-yard line, a Penn State first down. Fans are pulling out all stops. Joe may be a Republican, but he's not conservative tonight.
In the kicking game, direct snap to Andre Collins, number 31. Fake punt. Keeps it. Big play in the kicking game right here. This could be as big a play in the ball game. There's been a lot of big ones. All in the kicking game.
The punt Ruski affected well by Helkowski.
Oh, look at that. That is one of the all-time great fakes.
28 yards for Collins, and the Nittany Lions get going again. Play fake. Daniels out of room. Had a chance for it, but simply ran out of terrain.
Duffy covers at center for the Nittany Lions.
Ware off the pitch to the short side of the field, and the Mountaineers do a good job of using the boundary as an extra defender. Situations this Penn State offense likes. 3rd and short yardage. Daniels in motion. Jarak's a fine blocker. They have him in, and it's Blair Thomas. A pin 3 now. Unlike Bo. Markowitz will hold for Tarasi again. Mark Lawn, the deep snapper, on a 28-yard try. 3 for 3 for Tarasi. And it's 16-3 Penn State. Bobby Samuel's in the game now at the top of your screen, and Leroy Thompson tries the right side. And the Nittany Lion offensive front taking control of the game. West Virginia coming into this game, for those of you that joined us late, the 7th best team defending the...
And then he gets a block on Chismar, and it's probably the split end Dykes who comes back on the linebacker Chismar. We'll take a look at it. There's the split end coming back. Oh, it's the left tackle, Lynn, number 72, Parker rather, 65, blocking on Chismar.
1st and 10 with 5:22 remaining, in Penn State in its ball control offense, with Blair Thomas trying to hold on. Saka, who went a big offer in the passing game in the first half, may have to air it out.
And they look for the run here.
Incomplete, and Blair Thomas coming out of the backfield, the intended receiver, with 3 Mountaineers around him. And Joe Paterno's Nittany Lions will have to give Major another chance. It's 104 yards. As for the Major influence, 151 yards passing. Boy, the numbers are certainly there, but you have to win games like this if you're a quarterback. Tony,
because he's going to end up making the tackle. There he is. He spies him, makes a nice picture tackle. You can go to a clinic and lecture on a tackle like that.
West Virginia looking at a 3rd and 8, down by 7. That's the time remaining in the 4th quarter. With Vince Dooley, I'm Tim Brando. Plenty of time, and a receiver open. And guess who? Moss over the middle in a pattern that has been there all night long. Penn State. Reginald Gibbons. And the turnovers keep cropping up for Penn State opposition. That's 5 against the Mountaineers tonight. Chismar caused it. Gibbons recovered it.
But he's got to put the ball away at some point in time. It's amazing that he doesn't fumble more. It's because of his strength. But you got too many people whacking at him. Chismar, number 31.
Penn State's got it.
West Virginia's defense can stop Penn State here.
2 timeouts remaining. It's 2nd and 9 for Penn State. Blair with Flair. Look out. And by the way, he too is a Heisman candidate.
He has upped his stock a little bit, right?
As I mentioned before, had he scored that final touchdown, might have been in the top 2 or 3.
The Alabama game, it gave an opportunity for that injury to heal, and now he's at his best, the old Blair Thomas. 150.
Paterno on his way to his 18th consecutive victory against West Virginia in Happy Valley. Tarasi is lining up, but they've had some fun with the kicking game tonight. Helkowski with a nice punt. Ruski was a big play.
They're not going to do this, are they?
You wouldn't think so. This is about the same position Tarasi was in against Alabama, with about the same angle.
Well, I wouldn't do this if I was Joe, but he ought to know better what he's doing than I am. Yep.
That kick may have been for the remainder of the year as much as for this game. 21 yards, and it's 19-9.
Well, that put it out of reach, but if that had been blocked, if, and all of those things, I probably would have just run the football.
Penn State, the workman, Blair Thomas, 32 carries, 150 yards, eclipsing the 4,000-yard mark in all-purpose Penn State yards. 48 seconds remaining. This time it's Chismar on top. That pretty much sizes up Major Harris's evening. D'Onofrio, number 38, caused it. Chismar got on top of it. Interestingly, it was Bryan that caused the last turnover by Harris with the hit.
D'Onofrio put his big fist into the ball, and again, Major Harris is swinging it.
He'll go 8-2-1 and be playing somewhere come January 1. Two of the great coaches in college football, Neyland and Paterno.
They are excellent coaches and excellent people that you want coaching. They really represent the coaching profession the highest value, and proud of both of them. Great win for Joe. Tough loss for Don.
The Black Shoes and the White Crews get yet another win over West Virginia in Happy Valley. Our final, 19-9. Penn State beats West Virginia. For Vince Dooley, I'm Tim Brando saying so long. We'll see you in Fayetteville next week.
And to Maurice Johnson on the pass play. Then for the score, Jamie Dimon will get it into the end zone. Temple leads at this time 7-3, but there is more to the game. Unfortunately for the Owls, watch Greg Talley go deep to Arthur Marshall. This is a marvelous catch as Georgia defeated Temple 37-10. He got the football. Penn lost to Princeton 30-8. Judd Garrett ran for a couple of touchdowns. So much for Penn's hopes for an Ivy League title. At Villanova today,
and Jeff George would have a big day for the Fighting Illini at Kinnick Stadium. Game scoreless second quarter. Howard Griffith chewing up yards for Illinois. 16 yards there. 2 plays later, the pitch and the leap into the end zone. 7-0 for Illinois. Illinois got the ball back after an interception, and Jeff George lofts one to the corner for Michael Bellamy. Lou Henson, are you paying attention? This guy could help you during the Big Ten basketball season. What a leap over Greg Brown. 14-0. Late in the half, George to Bellamy again. He leaps and steals the ball from Greg Brown again. They score on the drive. Illinois on top 21-0 at that point, and they go on to win it by a score of 31-7. So now let's check the season. He's nearing 1,000 yards and averaging right around 120 yards per game for the season. Number 19, Philander football, and they love Anthony Thompson. Over the top, 1 yard for the score, number 60 career, the all-time NCAA record. But Blake Ezor would reign on this party. He will take the pitch and cut back to the outside, going all the way for a 79-yard touchdown. He would do it again later, going into the end zone, up over the top with a 1-yard touchdown. Up and over, and finally Ezor will do some scampering for his final score of the day. This one from 11 yards out, his 4th touchdown of the day. He finished the contest with 203 yards as the Spartans won it on the road by a score of 51-20. 203 yards and 4 touchdowns for Blake Ezor today. He overshadowed number 23 BYU, had to come from behind to beat Oregon 45-41. Ty Detmer threw for 470 yards and 3 touchdowns for the Cougars. They're still alive in the WAC race, chasing Air Force and trying to stay ahead of Hawaii.
Score. Graham, the fullback, gets about 3, maybe 4. Melvin.
These backs had never heard of any of those guys. That scares me.
Yes, sir. 2nd and 6 off a gain of 4. Here's Snow. That's a couple of times we've seen players slip on the turf out there. Carlos has it up for the first down and then some. Someday, right?
You got to have a little notch for each sack he gets back there.
Exactly. Gain of about a yard as they spot it just outside the 25. 2nd and 9.
Split backs is a draw and pass formation.
The fullback, Graham. Man, he is alone for one defensive back.
I think since he's been out and back in, Allen's doing a much better job, too.
2nd down at about 8. That's Graham at the bottom of your screen. Jeff Graham, the wide receiver. Scotty is the fullback. Carlos Snow tumbles over the top.
But not a running one.
3rd down and 4. 7th play of the drive. Fry. He has Scotty Graham out of bounds, very close to the first down. At the 4-yard line of Iowa, Greg Brown chased him out.
That little center, though, at 275, you got to watch out.
This Ohio State line is bigger than most pro lines. Fry on the keep. It looks like he has it up for the first down. They're doing here today. 1st and goal. Jay Cook in motion. Scotty Graham, touchdown.
Pennsylvania. He's at the control. So far, been working very effectively. Again, it's Cannon. He's gang tackled at the 10-yard line. A couple of weeks as opposed to just the normal 1 week. Ernie with Ronaldo Turnbull coming after him. Gets it off. It is incomplete. That was Jim Garantano. And Nick Williams is the quarterback. Calling signals here. Little play action. And watch him fire to the end zone. He'll hit his man Worsham right there. Something you don't see Army do very often. Go to the air. His Army's on the board. BC and the Cadets even at 7 in the 2nd quarter play. The 3rd and 6 for Rutgers on their own 26. Scott Ernie rolling out. Look out. That is Theron Ellis who comes over. But Ernie gets it up to about the 31-yard line. Chris Herring came over.
Try and contain themselves here and not let them get another score with 12 minutes left in the 2nd quarter.
Second, ain't that last play peculiar? The right side of the line didn't respond to the hike of the ball. Major tosses it out. This is Napoleon. Tries to turn the corner. There is a fumble, however, and who's got it? Rutgers players are confident they do.
And they do.
And they do. So Eugene Napoleon tried to turn the corner. He gets stripped. And that, with the football, is number 93, Elnardo Webster, the linebacker.
Actually wide open.
Fry off play action again on the roll. Stabline cannot hang on. Brian Stabline, the freshman from Erie, Pennsylvania, stoops with a 3rd down. About 7 yards to go. That's Graham at the top of the screen as a wide receiver. Beatty on the bottom. Pride with plenty of time. Jim Palmer rumbling into Hawkeye territory for another first down to the 45. Brian Wise made the tackle to the secondary, 16 yards on the gain.
To nothing to Minnesota and came back and won that football game.
There's the offensive breakdown. 3rd and 5. Dante Lee, the lone setback, young freshman. Try. Touchdown, Graham!
Horde is now in the backfield, number 33 at tailback. He has the ball, and he runs right into number 96, Mel Agee. And on 3rd down, they send Horde in motion, and Taylor will pass it. Down the middle, pass is good to Derek Walker, tied in, and he's right on the marker for the 1st down. It'll be very just over the 30 now for the Illini. And it's Lester at tailback, shifting over. I'll take it, 44. And Jeff George rolling around looking, gets it off, and they dumped it off to Griffith. And it's amazing.
That would be the idea.
Well, he is so quick in getting rid of the ball, and his receivers have gotten so much better since the start of the season that they can produce what you just saw. There are the numbers on Jeff George. Another Illinois 1st down. 53 seconds to go, 1st quarter. This is Griffith. Inside the 10 to the 9. So put it at the 41 and call it 2nd down and 6. Finke, the tight end. Number 87. You might keep an eye on him. George back. They pump it quickly down the middle to Hartley, the other tight end. They had gone to a double tight end alignment. Hartley making the catch. A yard short of midfield, and it's 1st down, Illinois. He's looking for Bellamy. No, just a little high, and Bellamy had gotten loose. My goodness, he had beaten David Key. He got Key turned around, and he was home free, but George missed him. There's a good throw. There's a good catch by Camino Bell. And Bell is hit at the 15 by Veda Murray and tumbles to the 13. 1st down, Illinois.
Right on the target. It had to be.
A bump to the corner. Bellamy. No, too high. Here are the setbacks. George gives it to Lester. And Lester, big strong youngster, is over the 10 down to the 8.
They convert a lot of these 3rd down situations.
73,069 watching now here at Memorial Stadium. And George back. Little quick pop. That's a short hop. That's a short hop. I thought it was a short hop. They put the ball down inside the 5 for Bell. And they're going to go for it. They're going to tie. Going for the tie. 4th and 1 for the 1st down. George back. Gets it out. Incomplete. And Michigan has held. With that much movement.
Now, for the University of Maryland, 25 apparently was the charm. The Terps had lost 24 straight football games to Penn State dating back to 1961. But today, Maryland scored 1st and last. 2nd quarter, Mike Anderson's touchdown makes it 7-0 Terps on top. Then Leroy Thompson in the 3rd got a huge hole. You could drive half the stadium through that. Penn State leads at 10-7, but with 58 seconds left, Dan DeArmas for Maryland. It hooks, but it is good. A 26-yard field goal ties it at 13. That's the way it ended. 13 all.
Minnesota against the expansion team. Rick Mahorn was supposed to go to that team. He didn't want to go, and those fans love him. Hello, Ricky. As for the game, Charles Barkley usually had his big numbers, and he did. 31 points for him. Also good numbers for Hersey Hawkins. Look at that screen and jumper, 26 points. But Minnesota will hang in there, and the Sixers throw it away here. And that was a big play because the expansion team, Minnesota, is in business. Tyrone Corbin at the free throw line. He had 36 points. But the real killer last night was Tony Campbell. He had 40 points. As Minnesota wins in overtime, 125-118. This is their first win ever. And with Blair Thomas of Philadelphia now playing, of course, with Penn State. He ran for 99 yards today versus Maryland. Big run here for Blair. But in close, the Lions had some trouble. His quarterback, Tony Sacca, could easily score, but didn't. Oh, boy. But here is a score for the Lions as Leroy Thompson will score. Lions up 10-7. They're up 13-3 late in the game, but Maryland's Dan DeArmas is on for the field goal of 26 yards. Game tied at 13. Last play for the Lions right here. Tom Bell tries for the end zone. Will it? No, it won't. Ends in a tie, 13-all. Temple lost at East Carolina 31-24. The Owls are now 0-10. When will it end? Another team in trouble last. Now to Villanova University. They were down 14-0 to Massachusetts, but quarterback Kirk Chills goes deep. Scott Donald, a 74-yard play that cut into the lead, 14-7. Another big play coming up for the Wildcats, this time on the ground. Watch the moves of Pat Kennedy. 66 yards here to set up a tying touchdown for Villanova versus Massachusetts. It is 14-all following that run and then a touchdown. But then Villanova is down by 5 points in the ball game. But Schultz goes to Kennedy, 28 yards. He still has those moves. Then Villanova for the victory with a pass play to Bob Brady, 21 yards here. As Villanova is up 29-26 on that play, the defense will hold on the rest of the way as Villanova wins it 29-26 as Massachusetts was stuffed at the end, and Villanova wins by 3. Now at Delaware, here comes the bomb. Bill Vergantino to Darren Farrell. Nice run after a good pass, 59 yards here for the Blue Hens as Delaware downs Richmond 33-17. They are now 5-3 in the Yankee Conference. Vergantino again with a touchdown toss as they defeated Richmond. On the local college.
Wolfpack fall further behind when Dave Brown hooks up with Clarkston Hines on the bomb, beating 2 defenders. The 34th of his career. He would later break the NCAA record with TD grab number 35. Brown with his second straight 4 TD game. Duke had an 8-point lead in the third, but Shane Montgomery fires one into the hands of Wyatt Smith, picks it off and goes 54 yards. He's into the end zone, and the Blue Devils went on to beat NC State 35-26. Their 6th straight win, and folks in Durham were awfully happy out there. The Blue Devils stayed in the hunt for their first ACC crown in 24 years. A dozen ACC records were set or tied in this one. With its 5th straight win, the Cavaliers moved a step closer to winning the ACC title. It's their first 9-win season since 1895, rather. Fullback Derwin Greggs ran for a pair of touchdowns. Virginia is still in contention for a major bowl bid. Hannah?
In the Western Athletic Conference, a matchup of 2 high-powered offenses. Air Force took their strong ground game to Provo to meet pass-happy Brigham Young. And the Cougars took a step closer to their first WAC title since 1985, which was the year they won the national title. No chance of that, but still BYU's only lost 3 conference games at home in the 80s. A telling stat, and after Falcons' field goal put them ahead, the Cougars' Stanley Corley went to work again. He had already returned the opening kickoff for a 98-yard touchdown, taking this kick at his own 16, through traffic, tears across midfield on his way to a second touchdown on a kickoff return. Corley, just the 7th player in NCAA history to return 2 kickoffs for scores in a game. And BYU quarterback Ty Detmer setting an NCAA record for sophomore quarterbacks, 25 TD tosses this season. The Cougars can wrap up the title, winning their last 2 games. In Fayetteville, a mention for the Heisman, Indiana's Anthony Thompson. This afternoon, the Hoosiers visiting Wisconsin. In the first half, Thompson rumbling 24 yards en route to what would be his first touchdown of the day. In the third quarter then, Thompson taking it in from the 1, capping an 80-yard drive. Thompson on his school record 52 carries, scored 4 times this afternoon. Thompson breaks a 19-yard touchdown run to notch his 4th score of the day. He left the game, and the coach put Thompson back in for the record books. And he entered the record books in style, reeling off his longest run of the day, 27 yards. Thompson finishing the afternoon with 377 yards, breaks the previous NCAA mark by 20 yards. That was Reuben May's record, and it was tied last week by Mike Pringle of Fullerton State. Among the other single-game performances, one of the best was the previous Big Ten record holder, Eric Allen of Michigan State. The impressive stats to date this season. Last week, Thompson becoming the NCAA career leader in touchdowns. He has 24 this season alone, rushing for over 1,500 yards this year. He got dumped in an ice bucket by his teammates after the game, but certainly his numbers hot. They are rivaled only by Houston's Andre Ware.
Air Force to BYU Stacy Corley, and he is off. 99 yards for the first of 2 touchdowns on kickoff returns, as the Air Force Falcons are burned by the Cougars of BYU 44-35. In the Southwest Power
5. Quickly now, Saka hits Daniels again. A quickie route that gets into Notre Dame territory, and another first down, a gain of 11.
And Jim, I can't tell you how important this start is for Tony Saka. He is a quarterback struggling with his confidence. He acts very confident, but deep down he has been troubled the last few weeks. But he's come out this game and thrown some very nice balls.
2 receptions by Dave Daniels, and on 1st and 10, Leroy Thompson hit at the line by Chris Zorich. 2nd and 10. Call it 11. Saka running out of there and getting to the 36-yard line. Zorich holding on. Got him by an ankle along with Andre Jones. Tight end, number 80, Todd Young. 3rd and 3. Play action fake. Saka with all kinds of protection. Now throwing it downfield, and the catch is made by McDuffie. "22 yards to the Notre Dame 15.
Fabulous protection by the Penn State offensive line. Now, McDuffie is the only receiver out in this pattern. And Saka is waiting. And what McDuffie does a great job. He was supposed to run deep. But then when he saw he was not going to beat the man, he turned around and was wide open. A nice adjustment by O.J. McDuffie.
1st and 10. Blair Thomas pushes his offensive lineman in front and knocks down a couple of guys. It was
Penn State offense all year, but this opening drive, they have been very impressive, mixing the run and the pass.
2nd and 4, Jarek in at fullback. Blair Thomas to the 3 and a first down for Penn State. Clearing the way for him, the fullback, but it was just inserted. John Jarek. 1st and goal. Collins in there now, out in motion. Saka keeps and gets to the 1-yard line. Brian, where the frenzied student fans are sitting. Blair Thomas, touchdown. Thomas with his 4th touchdown of the year. Penn State puts together a 13-play, 79-yard drive to start it off. First time they touch the football. They use over 5 minutes on the clock. And Taurasi out of Markowitz's hold, and it's 7-0 Penn State.
Give this touchdown to the offensive line, Jim. Watch how they come off and create a crease. There's white bodies on the ground. See all the Notre Dame defenders on their hands and knees. And then Blair Thomas keeps his head down, and Penn State is off to an early 7-0 lead.
Goal. Tony Rice. Touchdown, Notre Dame. 3-yard line by Jeff Anderson, the son of Rutgers head coach Dick Anderson.
Jimmy
32, Blair Thomas lined up behind Tony Sacca. First down carry for Thomas, and he darts to the 48-yard line.
All of his teammates are, and he can pick up blocks a lot of guys can't because of that feel for the game.
2nd and 6. Sacca, pass is deflected but still caught. Bob Dahl got a hand on it, but the pass was caught. Blair Thomas on the catch, 3rd and 1 from the 48 of Notre Dame. Blair Thomas again looking for the corner, looking for the marker. He has it, and a first down for Penn State.
Well, you know, you think of Blair.
On first down, setting up the reverse for McDuffie. Now looking to throw. No one open downfield, so McDuffie runs with it and gets to the 31-yard line. Got away from Bolcar. And McDuffie able to improvise and pick up another first down, a gain of 15. First and 10, Penn State. Blair Thomas on the short side of the field, out of bounds at the 26. 10 for Penn State. Jarek in at fullback. Thomas, the tailback, gets the carry and maybe a yard. And that's 7. Notre Dame and Penn State. College football on CBS Sports will return after this message and a word from your local station. Measuring 38 yards. This to put Penn State in front. Kind of a low snap fielded by Markowitz, and the kick is good. Tarassi now 16 of 20 on the year. Penn State's offense has had the football twice. They've scored on each possession and now lead by 3. 6 from the Penn State 18. Faking quickly and keeping, and Rice near the first down. I believe he has it at the 12-yard line. Waters breaks the tackle and gives Notre Dame the lead. Touchdown. That has been the big surprise. Sacca is 4 for 5 passing, but all of that in the first quarter when he had the win at his back. On first and 10, the give to Blair Thomas, and out to the 18-yard line.
You know, Blair Thomas will make a lot of 30 and 40 and 50-yard runs for you, but I think what's most impressive about him are those kind of runs. The 4 and 5 and 6-yard runs inside from tackle to tackle when he runs right through guys.
I have 2 games for you. Penn State against Pitt. And then later that day, let us be your ticket for Notre Dame against Miami.
Tony Rice ran right over where Dieter would have been for the touchdown.
First and 10 from the 21. Blair Thomas. Good gain, tackled by Kowalkowski.
You know, Penn State trails 28-10, and they have about 8.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter when they have the win. If they're going to throw the football, now is the time to do it, because it's going to be very difficult to do it in the fourth quarter.
Tom Bill came in the final 2 minutes of the second quarter, relieving the starter, Tony Sacca. He has not thrown his first pass of the game. Again, he's flushed out of the pocket and runs for good yardage. Todd Light finally bumps him out near midfield. This Tom Bill, the team loves him. They say he's a Jim McMahon type leader, will butt helmets with the linemen, hangs out with them. He gains 20 on that play. Snow will just come right in over that Nittany Mountain range. They've had the lights on since this morning, when we had to endure the first blizzard of the day. Blew through here after about an hour. It didn't clear it up. Blue skies, but back come the snow clouds. Second Second down, Bill. Pass to McDuffie, and the reception is made.
Boy, was that a nice catch by O.J. McDuffie.
Fullback, Blair Thomas, the tailback. 2nd and 7. Thomas has the first down. Chris Zorich made the tackle along with the Juan Francisco.
And a
17 yards to Terry Smith.
Boy, this ball was a frozen rope by Tom Bill. And he has some courage. He hangs back there in the pocket, and that's what his teammates like about him, all that courage. The ball versus Blair Thomas, I would think.
Thomas, the lone setback. They go with Blair, and he fights his way in for the touchdown. Go for 2.
No, he has sent out Tarasi.
Now here comes Ray Tarasi.
In the middle of your screen, and Blair Thomas just squeezes through, right past, and right through the tackle of Bokar.
Glance, it looked like a good mark. Now inside of 5 minutes. 1st and goal from the 5. Bill goes back the other way. Terry Smith.
Now they're debating whether they're going to go for 2 or 1 here. At some point, they're going to need a 2-point play to win it if that's what if they ever get in a position. 2nd down play. Final minute. Bill gets it away. Oh, in the hands of McDuffie. An 11-point Notre Dame lead. Bill gets away. Must look for the sidelines now. Into the Irish territory at the 48-yard line. To finish it out, incomplete. And the win streak is now at 23 in a row for Notre Dame. The moment.
Penn State right now, though. The football fans in Happy Valley started out smiling today, but any hopes of upsetting the nation's #1 ranked team slowly started to fade. Penn State hosted top-ranked Notre Dame. Plenty of scoring, but the Irish scored the most. Lou Holtz knows it's tough to play in Beaver Stadium. First quarter, no score. Penn State in blue. Frankfurt High grad Blair Thomas does the job. He plunges over from the 1. Penn State led 7-0. Second quarter, State leads 10-7, but Ricky Waters takes the handoff from Tony Rice, breaks a tackle, and scampers 12 yards around the right side for the score, 14-10. Third quarter now, the Irish were up 21-10. Tony Rice, who went over 100 yards on the ground, keeps it from the 1. He takes it in, the second touchdown of the day, 28-10 Notre Dame. They hold on to win 34-23 in the snow, the final score. Once again, that is a final 34-23. Colorado 59-11 over Kansas State. Michigan 49-15 over Minnesota. Southern Miss a big loser over Alabama 37-14. Florida State 57, Memphis State 20. Nebraska 42-25 over Oklahoma. In the third, Miami was shutting out San Diego State 28-0. In the third, USC 3 up on UCLA 10-7. Tennessee 33-21 over Mississippi. Well, there's the old saying in sports that goes, you're only as good as your last game. If so, look out for Temple next year. The streak is over. The O can go for the Owls. Temple beat Rutgers at Veterans Stadium today, 36-33. After 10 straight losses, Temple wins. First quarter action, the Owls have the football. Sam Jenkins would take the handoff from 10 yards out. Temple led during the game 21-0 at one point. Jenkins had one of the scores. But the Scarlet Knights came back. Quarterback Scott Ernie led the way, throwing for 300 and 26 yards and 4 touchdowns. But it was not to be in the long run. And speaking of long runs, Leslie Shepard ran way down the field and found himself running under this pass by Anthony Richardson. Shepard holds on to give the ball to Temple and give them the ball game. Head coach Jerry Byrne gets his first win in his last 28 tries, dating back to his tenure at Rice University. The Owls over Rutgers 36-33. Coach Byrne gave praise afterwards to his players.
Just such a great credit to our youngsters that they hung in there and just didn't pack it in some weeks ago. And I think we got better each and every game. And I just can't tell you what a feeling that is. It's been so long.
Congratulations, Coach Byrne. At Franklin Field today, a few fans braved the cold as Penn hosted Dartmouth. The visitors are in white and down close. Third quarter, David Clark would give his team a 17-0 lead on the 1-yard plunge. Penn just couldn't get it going on either side of the line. Tough for them to find the handle as they were handed a loss. A shutout, Dartmouth 24. Penn, nothing. Mascot Mania at Villanova. Wildcats in Boston U. Third quarter, Nova in dark leads 14-3 on a pair of Scott Thompson touchdowns. They'd add to it here as Stewart intercepts a pass and races 60 yards for the touchdown. Nova was leading 28-10, and they won 28-10. They are the Yankee Conference co-champions. Other local numbers, Lafayette got by Lehigh 36-21, the score there. Delaware by 1 point over Navy, 10-9.
Entered the game with the conference title already in hand, a 19-game Pac-10 winning streak. The Bruins, on the other hand, had lost 5 in a row, their longest losing streak since 1963, so it should have been a walk in the park for USC. But late in the fourth, tied at 10, Brett Johnson scrambles, puts it up. Scott Miller gets under it at the USC 36, 51 yards on the pass play. But Sean Wills, running backwards, loses 3 yards on this play. Now keep this in mind, a loss of 3 yards. It sets up a 55-yard field goal attempt by Alfred Velasco. And Alfredo's kick, watch it. It's picture perfect. Another inch, and it hits the crossbar and goes through, but it bounces back out. He had kicked one of 49 yards earlier to tie the game, and it's 10-10 is the final. Trojans finished the regular season 6-0-1, 8-2-1 overall. The Bruins 2-5-1 in the conference, 3-7-1 overall, their first losing season in 10 years. In the Big Eight, the Sooners and the Cornhuskers. Hey, the runners up in the Big Eight. Boy, that's something, saying something. Colorado's got the championship. Jerry Godowski lost the pass to Chris Garrett, 24 yards. Huskers lead 22-7. Second quarter, the fumble Ruski. Guard Mike Sawatsky picks it up, the drop ball, and just takes off. Nebraska used this play a few years ago in a bowl game. Sooners ran the play twice and set up short touchdown runs. Godowski tosses his 4th touchdown pass, 22-yard throw to Garrett. And Nebraska wins 42-25. Godowski passing for a career-high 225 yards and 4 touchdowns. He ran for another. Most points given up by the Sooners since 1980.
I bet you think we're all out of college. In the Big Eight, Colorado's Darian Hagan keeps it and weaves through the Kansas State defense, 30 yards for a touchdown. The Buffaloes are roaming all over Manhattan, 24-0 at this point. Later on in the game, Hagan keeps it again to become the first Big Eight quarterback to rush and pass for over 1,000 yards in a season. Buffaloes win it in a rout, as expected, 59-11 over Kansas State. Colorado headed for the Orange Bowl. In the Big Ten, Michigan's Mike Taylor with the play action throws deep to Greg McMurtry. Number 1, 50-yard touchdown. Wolverines win 49-15, and guess what they get to take home? The Little Brown Jug. Down south in Alabama, Siran Stacy runs through and around the Southern Miss defense for a touchdown. Alabama stays unbeaten 37-14. They're headed for a showdown against Auburn in a couple of weeks. In the Ivy League, in the Yale Bowl in New Haven, Harvard quarterback hooking up here with Silas Myers, 18 yards for a score. Harvard prevents Yale from winning the Ivy League title outright. Yale has to share it with Princeton. Out west, New Mexico runs the double reverse. Terrence Mathis hands to Eric Morgan. There goes Morgan, 34 yards to set up a score. The Lobos are on the warpath. Then Mathis on the receiving end of this touchdown pass. And Terrence Mathis, catches it to become the NCAA's all-time reception leader. Lobos beat Fresno State. Back down in Georgia, bad day for the Bulldogs as Auburn's Reggie Slack finds Greg Taylor for the touchdown. Auburn wins going away right through the hedges, 20-3. Up in Carolina, Duke's David Brown throws deep to Clarkston Hines, 44 yards. Duke rolls Carolina 41-0. Head coach Steve Spurrier gets a victory ride on the shoulders of his victorious Duke University players. In Maryland, near the end of the first half, Virginia, Sean Moore, Hail Mary pass, right, 3 seconds left. Not a chance in heck of this ball being caught. Don't tell that, though, to one Herman Moore, who does catch it. Virginia catches the ACC title, beating Maryland. In South Carolina, Clemson's Terry Allen running 12 yards for a touchdown as the Tigers roll the not-so Gamecocks 45-0. Meanwhile, in the SEC in Tennessee, Mississippi's Tyrone Ashley takes the second half kickoff, y'all, runs to his left and goes all the way, 90 yards for a score. Ole Miss leads 21-17. You know what? Tennessee's Johnny Majors, the head coach of Knoxville, a tad upset, but don't worry, Johnny, because Chuck Webb led the Vols back. He ran for 294 yards, 2 touchdowns. Tennessee rallies for a 33-21 victory, a hard-fought win over the Rebels of Mississippi.
Ty Detmer broke Bernie Kosar's 2-year collegiate record by throwing for 4 more scores, giving him 42 touchdowns overall. If he throws for over 350 yards again in his last game, he'll break fellow BYU grad Jim McMahon's NCAA yardage record. In the process, the Cougars reclaim the coveted Beehive boot. At Albuquerque, a startling upset. New Mexico.
We're in attack zone now at the Pittsburgh 41-yard line. Instead, they'll try the draw play, and Mark Spindler, number 93. Oh, 93 is a great one, Ken. The swing inside the 30-yard line comes Blair Thomas for a Penn State first down, 13 yards. Defensively, allowing 111 points. Saka flashes outside to Terry Smith, and Smith steps out very close to a first down. McDuffie sprints out of it. Saka, touchdown to David Daniels.
The play fake right here, Brent holds those linebackers as it's designed to do. There's the play fake right there to number 44 to Leroy Thompson. Gives the receiver time, and then he does a nice adjustment. See that stop right there? Instead of carrying his route on into the safety, he stops. The ball is on the money. Touchdown.
Taurasi will attempt the extra point as Penn State scores the first time it touches the ball here this afternoon. And the Nittany Lions make it 7-0. And we'll be right back. Penn State and the Nittany Lions will kick it off, Kenny, as we take another look at Tony Saka's touchdown.
Well, here's how they do it. They hold him with the play fake. Now watch this adjustment by Dave Daniel on the outside. Instead of taking the ball all the way in, there's number 5, Riddick, sitting in the middle. He stops his route right there. Nice adjustment, nice read by Saka.
Reggie Gibbons. Returning it for Penn State, and the Pittsburgh players claiming that the ball should have been whistled down. But the ball goes over to the Nittany Lions on the turnover. So Penn State with an opportunity to increase its lead, Kenny.
Great block by Dave Moore, number 83, right at the top of your screen right here. 84, Dave's 83, knocking out the linebacker Bray. He gets in the secondary, doesn't cover the ball up. A hat's on the ball by the cornerback, number 25, Willie Thomas. Shakes it loose, and Penn State's in business.
Saka back to work. Thomas stopped at the line. Anthony Thompson of Indiana and Tony Rice of Notre Dame. We say apparently because this is one of the closest Heisman Trophy races in years. Thomas stacked up on the inside. The fake from the draw. Saka then drops it off to Thomas, and he goes for the first down. It'll be first and goal for Penn State. State will use. And they give to Jerry Collins And you've seen some like that whistle dead. At any rate, 2nd and goal. Thomas did not get in. Saka on a short drop will run out of it, and he gets back to the 1. 4th and goal, decision time for Joe Paterno. He's up by 7. Talassi puts Penn State up 10-0. And I've got to believe that they like Andre Collins too, with the speed and aggressiveness that he's showing this year. 2nd down and 9 for the Panthers. Deep drop. And it was complete but short of the 1st down. That was Seaman, so he got his tight end involved that time, Kenny, but only 4 yards for Van Pelt. Taking a deep drop and wants to set the screen. Gets it dropped off to his fullback for the 1st down. To the Penn State 35-yard line with Ronald Redmond, who has been outstanding on 3rd down so far. Not this time. No, he's out of bounds. Out of bounds. They wave it off. Williams. So the scoreboard stays at 10-0 Penn State. And the Nittany Lions will have the ball when you come back to Pittsburgh in just a moment.
That ought to be a terrific matchup. Wide open offense against the wishbone.
Saka hands it off to Thomas, the big man. It comes out to the 40-yard line. That's 6 more yards, and it'll be 2nd and 4. Who do you? 3rd down and 4. They'll be hard pressed to get one that's better than last year's. There's a 31-30, the final in South Bend. What a game. Saka is back. Great time. Look at the time the offensive line gave him, but the secondary did a good job of covering up his receivers, and he is stopped short of a 1st down by Carnell Smith. Pittsburgh, a couple of big plays here for the Panthers.
Big play for the Panthers right here to get back in the game. And like I said, I think they're going to have to throw the ball down here, Brent, on the outside. Get those wide receivers involved in the game. If you look, you'll see how loose the cornerbacks are playing. There it is right there.
Seaman watching from the sideline. Van Pelt. Quick drop, throws incomplete. A sensational play by number 40, Hernan Henderson. And Pittsburgh is on the board.
First quarter, there you see Tom Bill and his numbers. Tom Bill, a Jim McMahon type leader, very popular with his teammates. Not quite the arm that Saka has, better scrambler than Saka.
Well, again, they run Thomas. Bill sat out.
It's not what you do during that time, it's what you do after those situations, and I think he'll handle it fine.
Under pressure, he rolls away from it and throws it incomplete and out of bounds. Good job of getting away from what would have been negative yardage for Penn State.
Dante Lee's all right. In fact, he started in and was whistled back off the field. So it's not an injury factor. Bo's out on the field now. Coach Schembechler's out saying to the crowd on that end of the stadium, quiet, let's get on with it. Really isn't that noisy.
Doesn't appear to be, but he's awfully close to that closed end zone.
All right, he'll go with it. Fry gets it, gives it to Graham. Graham and fires into the middle, and he'll have a yard. That'll do it.
Nationally against the run. The throw, this is the down.
Yep, 2nd down and goal from the 3. Give it to Scotty Graham. Trip Wellborn, number 3, is at the bottom. 3rd down and goal. Pass is in the air. Pass is no good. Intended for Jeff Graham and broken up by Todd Blake. He had one blocked earlier by Veda Murray of 42 yards. gets this one up quickly and makes it. And so they do get something out of it. But the impact of points on the scoreboard diminished considerably by the fact that they had it first and goal inside the 5 and had to settle.
There's the play fake. Tight end slipping, number 82, slipping over Tom Huber. Sprint out. There's Huber waiting on the ball. Van Pelt does a correct thing, raises the ball to try to get a reaction, and then lowers his head for the touchdown.
And Henderson made him pay a little bit of a price there, but Van Pelt got on top of him and was able to go over the overland route into the end zone.
Good play selection, Brent. That's a tough inside group for Penn State down around the goal line. What do? They play fake it into the line to hold everybody and then get out on the perimeter.
Greg and Mike will be along at halftime when we finish this. Blair Thomas, and he's got daylight. Breaks past the 40-yard line. Penn State first down. Minute and a half. They are getting down in that territory off that 18-yard run, Kenny, where they might want to take a whack at a deep ball.
I agree. They're out now the 40-yard line now, Brent, where they can try something.
And Bill will drop it over the middle complete. Out beyond the 45-yard line to David Jacob, his tight end. So he quickly gets him involved. The clock is moving off the 6-yard gain.
At the 46.
They've got all 3 of their timeouts. He throws to the sideline, drilled out of bounds. Nope, keep it moving over there. But they've got a first down, so the clock will stop anyway. That was Blair Thomas, the receiver. He was hit by McDonald and hit hard that time.
Are we going to get a measurement?
Standing and how to work the clock. Jacob again out of bounds, stopping that clock at the 56-second mark. 10-10.
Most defenses in this situation will go to zone instead of man, so they won't give up the big play. I think Bill understands that and is throwing the ball underneath to his backs and his tight ends.
Well, Joe didn't need a messenger that time, did he? He just kind of like cupped his hands to his mouth and told Bill what he wanted done here. Ball is down to the Pittsburgh 40-yard line. They run the draw play for the first down. And chains will move. Jerry Collins, the ball carrier. 50 seconds to go, and still 3 timeouts remaining up there for Penn State. Bill impressively bringing them down into scoring position here. Deflected at the line of scrimmage the entire game. They swing to Thomas. He'll bring it out of bounds on the near side. Diving catch inside the 25-yard line by McDuffie. And the clock is stopped as the chains move. As Bill drives them down into field goal range with 30 seconds to go. Penn State with all 3, and they use 1. The draw play with Thomas, nothing doing. A loss of yardage, and Bill quickly pointing at the line of scrimmage as the clock continues to move, and he sets them up. Let's see if they kill it here. He's looking for yardage. He's got it, and now they can quickly call a timeout. One of the defenders is 6'7" Keith Hamilton. They'll try to get him in there and raise one of his big paws.
Ray Carrasco will attempt 36-yard field goal.
On the way. And it's good. Penn State takes a field goal lead into the locker room at intermission. And now let's go back to... Wanted to drop the screen off. Incomplete. He had to throw it away. D'Onofrio, number 38, all over him. And it's not long enough. So it'll be Penn State's ball. They still lead it by 3. Bill diving catch that time for the first down at midfield. That was David Daniels making a splendid reception here.
Off of the play fake in the middle. He's going to come out with a play fake. Look right in the middle of your screen now. There's a play fake to Thomas. He's going to be coming from the left side. There he comes. Right in the middle. Nice play. Get down on the one knee. Cradle it. Make sure you maintain control of the ball. Nice catch.
And use the turf at the bottom end.
Yeah, only half of it, though.
First and 10. Here is Thomas, and he is stuffed on that cutback for a loss of a yard to make it second down and 11. Yeah, that was 11. Bill complete. He threaded the needle that time, and it is big tight end David Jacob.
Thomas on a linebacker, but played very well by the linebacker shutting that down. But that is the matchup that you want to get against this man-to-man coverage.
And I was just going to say that both teams have used a timeout already, so each down to 2 now. Second and 10. Bill going deep, incomplete. Terry Smith, the intended receiver, number 8. Joe is without O.J. McDuffie. He's been lost for the remainder because of an injury. So Smith and Daniels are his deep men. Quick pop to Daniels. First down inside the 45. Ball was put down, and Dave Daniels went and got it. So Dave Daniels recovering it and keeping the Penn State drive alive. A 17-yard gain and a break. Bill incomplete. Threw against coverage that time. Wanted his tight end Jacob.
And then, of course, they get their pass defensive people for Pitt on the field.
Third down. Drops it off to Thompson down the near side. He's gone at the 25, inside the 20, down to the 13-yard line. And now second and 1 after the 9-yard run. Paterno letting the clock run. Pittsburgh trying to hold on. Thompson to the 2.
He spends his last time out, Brett.
17 seconds to go. Remember how tough that ending was against Alabama. He was trying to get position for the winning field goal. 17 seconds. They use that swinging gate setup. Markowitz is the holder. And this time, Godfrey will use a timeout. There's his father, who's probably more nervous than he is.
That's exactly right. You know, he's got a lot of nerves going from now. Would like to see his son really hit this, and he's already proud of it, but would even make him more proud.
So we'll just watch this one unfold here with 17 seconds to go. Another one of those great moments, Kenny, in a marvelous rivalry.
Fun just to sit back, as you say, just sit back and watch all the emotion and excitement.
So trips were to the right, throwing toward the sideline, complete, and the clock is stopped with 5 seconds. That was Baron Jackson, number 19, who was the wideout. Go to the left. Truitt is the burner in that bunch. Van Pelt throwing deep, but he overthrows, intercepted, and that does it. Penn State beats Pittsburgh as Sherrod Raines, the senior, makes the interception, and no one has brought him down yet. He gets a block from Smith, and he's finally down inside the 40-yard line. Time runs out. Joe Paterno breaks his 2-year losing streak at the hands of Mike Gottfried, and there's a brawl on the near sideline. There's a brawl has broken out.
That's nasty, too. Everybody's involved.
Now they spill out even behind that brawl, closer to the bench. The officials, at least one of them right there in the middle of it, trying to break it up. Now the coaches have gone over. Let's go down to Leslie with Joe Paterno. Leslie.
Coach, another wild, emotional game against Pittsburgh with a little bit of a sour ending.
Well, that's too bad. You know, it's a really hard-fought football game. You hate to have that kind of nonsense. We don't need that in football.
What about Ray Tarasa today?
Well, Ray was great. He's a great kid, and I'm just delighted for him because he's had a lot of tough luck, and he had a chance to beat Alabama, of course, and the kid got blocked, so I was glad for him.
Just one last thought. As long as we have you, what are your thoughts on Miami Notre Dame?
I haven't got the slightest idea. I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. I hope it's a great game. I think it will. I hope we don't have these kind of shenanigans.
Great. Thanks a lot, Coach. Back to you, Brent.
All right, Leslie, thank you very much. So Ray Tarasi, who lost a brother in tragic fashion a couple of years ago, comes back home and winds up the hero.
Florida State, ranked 4th and 5th. What if Nebraska beat Florida State? And Florida State has 2 losses. You vote them the national champ?
That's too complicated. Ball is marked just on the Michigan side of the field, and 3rd down 3 as clock shows 20 seconds now. It's ticking away.
There you go.
That's caught by Palmer, and Palmer is inside. No, it is Graham. Graham, 84, and first down for Ohio State. Remember, Grant had the ball caught and then dropped it. Fry throws underneath to Scotty Graham, and 3 Wolverines pull him down. And for some reason, the clock has stopped the crowd coming out on the field. But the game's not over, folks. Crowd wanting to come out and celebrate Michigan win, but it's not over. Greg Fry throws toward the end zone. That is incomplete, and now the game is over. And the Michigan Wolverines have won it by a score of 28-18.
Rassi, who hit the winning field goal, and Kervin Richards, who was sensational all game long. He had a huge afternoon as far as Pittsburgh is concerned, and Chevrolet will donate $1,000 to each school's general scholarship fund to further assist qualified students.
Lost a lot more than a game tonight. They lost their national championship. They lost their 23-game winning streak. And doing the job was Miami of Florida. Craig Erickson will go deep right here. 55 yards to Dale Dawkins. He was open. Miami jumps out to a 10-0 lead. You're not going to catch him. But Erickson did make one major mistake tonight. Ned Bolkar will pick it off right here. And he could and he will go all the way. 49 yards. This game is suddenly tied at 10. But then here's the game. Miami's backed up. They need 43 yards. Look at that. For a first down. And what do they get? They get 44 yards to Randall Hill. That's their 3rd and 43 play, I guess. Leads to another touchdown. Erickson to Dawkins again. Miami up 24-10. Now, Notre Dame had another drive going on 4th and 5, though. It is incomplete and dropped, is what they're going to do in the national polls. Maybe is down as far as number 5, as Miami wins 27-10. Right now, I guess Colorado should be number 1, but Miami feels that they are on top of the world. Now, to the fight to see who is the beast in the East. Either it's Pitt or Penn State. It will be the Lions going out to an early lead. Tony Sacca to Dave Daniels, 7-0 Lions. However, Pitt will fight back with Alex Van Pelt going deep, 54 yards to Henry Tootin. It'll help Pitt tie up the game at 13. But then Penn State is driving late, 30 yards, coming up on a pass play to Leroy Thompson. And this is the winning drive for Penn State, as Ray Tarassi already hit 2 field goals. He's going to try one more to break the tie. This one will be from 20 yards away, and it's good. 16-13, Penn State wins. A good game, but an ugly finish. A fight breaks out at the end. Next stop for Penn State, the Holiday Bowl versus BYU. In the Big Ten, Michigan's Jared Bunch will catch a touchdown pass here. Then Bunch will go a bunch, 23 yards for another touchdown for Michigan. He can keep running all the way to the Rose Bowl, because Michigan, with that 28-18 win over Ohio State, is now going to the Rose Bowl to meet USC. College football Division 1AA playoffs. Georgia Southern all over Villanova 52-36, as Villanova was up early but lost the game 52-36.
Yes, most everyone knows made it all the way back from knee surgery and a painful rehabilitation, I'm sure. Blair, you had a fine season, but was there a time when you had any doubts?
No, not at all. From the time I got injured, I always felt as though if I kept a positive attitude, I would be able to come back off the injury that I had, and that's what I basically did, was kept a positive attitude and did everything the doctors told me to do.
All right, gentlemen, good luck to all of you this evening. Right now, let's go over to James Brown. He won 400 yards and 2 touchdowns. He has an NCAA record, 4,699 yards passing for the season, 1 yard shy of 4,700. And Andre
Heisman Memorial Trophy to Andre Ware of the University of Houston.
When we come back to the Downtown Athletic Club, we will talk with Andre Ware, the winner of the 1989 Heisman Trophy. Stay tuned.
Well, it's coming straight from my heart. I want to thank God for giving me the strength to get up every day and be the absolute best I can be. I want to thank my mother for standing right there by me through all these hard times. I want to thank my grandparents, Coach Party, for giving me the opportunity to play quarterback when a lot of people didn't believe in me. And I want to thank my teammates for playing their hearts out this year and not giving up. A lot of people didn't give us credit as far as being able to continue this season with probation and all that hanging over our heads. We've overcame a lot as a football team, and I'm accepting this trophy for my teammates and the University of Houston.
And he did all of that without notes. Andre, no easy task for you this year. You mentioned a couple of things. Your school is on probation, no national TV exposure, and you were not mentioned prominently on a number of the preseason Heisman candidate lists. Now, if I were to have told you at the beginning of the season that you would win this award, what might you have said to me?
Well, you know, anything's possible, but I certainly wouldn't have believed that I could possibly be sitting in this position today. It just lets me know that hard work and determination pays off. And for the kids out there that are watching this show, you know, work your hearts out. And when people tell you that you can't do something, you should work that much harder to prove them wrong.
You were speaking very fondly of your mother, so I'm going to give her the opportunity to talk to you right now.
Hi, Andre.
Hi, Mom.
I love you too, Andre.
Has it all been worth? Anthony Thompson totaled 1,003 points. Major Harris third with 709. And then Tony Rice, Darian Hagan, Dee Dowis, Emmett Smith, Percy Snow, Ty Detmer, and Raghib Ismail and Blair Thomas. Now, of all of the 6 different regions, Andre and his teammates and coach, Jack Pardee, at the University of Houston. Thank you for joining us today. For James Brown, I'm Greg Gumbel. And for this CBS Sports
Player, that's the Heisman Trophy. Who is the best college football player in the country? The answer to who is Ware. That is Andre Ware of Houston. Took the top prize today as the #1 player in college football. He was busy today. First, he racked up some more yardage against Rice University. 400 yards for him today and a couple of touchdowns. His team won 64-0. And then he wins the Heisman Trophy. What a day for Andre Ware.
Join me in the signal honor of awarding the 1989 Heisman Memorial Trophy to Andre Ware of the University of Houston.
I want to thank my teammates for playing their hearts out this year and not giving up. A lot of people didn't give us credit as far as being able to continue this season with probation and all that hanging over our heads. We've overcame a lot as a football team, and I'm accepting this trophy for my teammates in the University of Houston.
Yeah, he wins it. Anthony Thompson was in second place, 70 points back of Andre Ware. Major Harris was third. Tony Rice was fourth. That is the Heisman voting for this year. Also in college football, Alabama versus Auburn. Here's the Tigers on the prowl. Darrell Williams will claw into the end zone. And Auburn will end Alabama's dream of an unbeaten season and a possible title because Auburn defeated Alabama 30-20. They're going crazy. Now, Notre Dame still has a shot at the national championship because Alabama lost today to the Eagles as we get close. But still, it was the Army-Navy game just the same. This year at the Meadowlands, and it's their typical brand of football. They just run the football. Here's Alton Grizzard for the Navy as Navy grounded out to go up at this time with this touchdown, 16-14. But Army was up 17-16 at the end when Frank Shank didn't shank it. 32 yards away, the Navy came back to beat the Army. And you want to see a celebration and listen to one, listen to this. They go wild for about 3-4 minutes as the Navy defeated the Army 19-16. They go crazy on one side, while the other side is in a bit of shock, I guess, because after all, they lost the Army-Navy game. But Navy the winner this year, 19-16 at the Meadowlands.
Afternoon, not in Philadelphia, but up the Jersey Turnpike at the Meadowlands. Army in dark, down close. Cass gets the call and bowls in from the 1. And Army had its first lead, 14-9, but the Middies came back in the seesaw affair. Rodney Carafoy bounces off the pile and scores from short yardage. 16-14, Middies fired the cannons again. An Army field goal made it 17-16, but this guy, by the name of Shank, of all people, 12 seconds left, he puts it through, and Navy wins 19-17, breaking a 3-year losing streak against the Cadets.
Penn State has beaten Temple in both football and basketball in the same year. On the court tonight at State College, Lions fans got their money's worth. 29 seconds left. Mark Macon's jumper puts Temple up by 2. It's 59-57. Penn State then tied it at 59, and with 25 seconds left, Monroe Brown hit the all-important game-winning free throws. Penn State wins at 61-59 to move to 5-0 for the first time since 1934. Bad night for St. Joe's. The Hawks at the Palestra tonight, beaten by Princeton. The final there, 62-47.
Bart don't flip when Kelly finds work in a rock video? Yummy! Oops, that's your daughter. What do you want?
Your liver on a stick.
Sunday on Fox 29.
The game is probably over, and it was over, but not the way you expected. Hassan Duncan did it as Penn defeated Princeton. Hold on, everybody. 51-50. Penn now 3-3 in the Otis basket. Villanova led at the end. They lead by 1. BC have their shot for a buzzer beater right here. Walter Lundy. No, Villanova escaped. They're now 13-3. That is excitement in basketball. Flyers signed a free agent.